A working day is I get up first, Carol gets up second, we go off to work. No, we stop to get coffee together and then we go our separate ways. And then we come back to the house and either we decide I'm cooking, which means we're going out for dinner, or Carol's cooking, which means actually we might get something nutritious out of the deal. And we've been together for ever? No, 16 years?
16 years.
16 years. About 2 years into our relationship, Carol was diagnosed with one breast cancer, and in the process of treating that breast cancer, discovered another one. So it was about 2 years of cancer in the house, which was very, very scary, but you got on the other side of the cancer and went through the chemotherapy and all of that stuff. And then the dystonia kicked in, and then as that has progressed, and sometimes it wears her out, and it got to her heart, and you know, very typical things with chemotherapy. It does a whole lot of damage to the body. Carol finished her master's degree in the middle of all of this. We've got some fabulous photographs of a very bald lady in a mortar cap. They're a little difficult to keep on when you have no hair to grab. What a fighter. I didn't know that when I met her, but she just digs her heels in and said, no, I'm going to make the best of it.
She was just there. She was just there. I said to her, I can't do a lot of things. She says, you go to work, you do what you have to do. I'll take care of the rest of the household. A lot of people wouldn't be able to stay. And that means straight couples, gay couples, any kind of couples. The burden is too great, the responsibility is too great. Well, not for Heather. She's there for me as I would be there for her.
I've had to fight against hospital staff 3 times in our relationship. But the third time is the one that created the impetus for us to get involved in same-sex marriage. And that was when Carol went to have a simple cardiac procedure. We should know anytime they say it's simple, we're going to have trouble. And they gave her an anesthesia that she reacted to. Only this time in the ER, she reacted badly. And her blood pressure at one point in time went to 30/25, which is a dead man's blood pressure. Finally, one of the nurses came up to me and said, you need to contact her children because there's some critical decisions that need to be made in the next 20 minutes for her health care. And the ER doc came over too, and I said, well, I'm it. And they said, no, you're not, unless you have your health care proxy papers. And I said, yeah, they're up at the house. I'll get them to you after we get through this. She said, no, if they're not on file, this doesn't matter. And I finally spun around to her and I said, listen, do you carry your marriage license in your wallet to prove who you are? She said, why no? And I said, the tragedy here is if I walked in and I was a male and I simply said to you I was Carol's husband, you guys wouldn't be hassling me the way that you are. Thankfully, our doctor walked in at that point in time and he deferred to my decision and the procedure was done and Carol, thank God, stabilized and recovered. But it was at that moment in time I knew I had 20 minutes to protect her. And because of some piece of paper that's in our safe box and not with me at the time of, what was it, a Thursday afternoon, Carol could have died. And that's when I realized how critical being able to say to someone who doesn't get it, we're married. People who don't know gay people personally, they only see the extremes of our community. And so they have absolutely no idea that 3 houses down from them, those 2 women that they thought were sisters aren't. It never crosses their mind that that could be a loving, committed relationship. We're paying bills, we care about our kids, putting our kids through college. If they want to get married, getting them married so that they're happy, you know, baby coming, making sure all that's going around. I can't find the difference.
No difference.
We have the good times, the bad times, we support each other. I mean,
She takes out the garbage.
yeah, I take out the garbage. That's probably the only masculinely defined role
Once in
I
a
have
while
in
I
this
get the
house.
garbage.